we are back. Welcome to my preview and prediction for the UEFA Nations League final and the third place playoff. What an unbelievable pair of semi-finals it was. Again, such a good advert for the Nations League. The sad part is the only people that are going to be watching this video are the people that actually care about the Nations League, which needs to be a hell of a lot more people. Because the amazing two semi-finals that we've just had this week are why this competition is so good. We want to see the best teams playing against the best teams at every possible opportunity, and this competition delivers on that every single time and round of matches are played, and especially in those semi-finals, and especially in that second semi-final between France and Spain. Absolutely unbelievable scenes in that, especially in that second one, like I say. 5-1 up to pull it back to 5-4. The amount of pressing, the amount of just chaos going on in that match, absolutely unbelievable. Not to take anything away from the first game either between Portugal and Germany. Another brilliant game. Cristiano Ronaldo, the everlasting Cristiano Ronaldo, getting another important winner. And obviously, like I say, we're going to get on to that. But before we get into it, as always, if you haven't done so already, please do drop a like on this video if you have enjoyed the Nations League series. This is the finale of the Nations League series for another iteration. Obviously, when it restarts in a couple of years' time, we will cover every single match of it once again. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We are covering all of the European qualifiers for the remainder of this week. And then across the summer, we're covering every match of the Under-21 Euros, every match of the Women's Euros, and every single match of the Club World Cup. And I said I was going to mention it every single video. Speaking of the Club World Cup, if you haven't done so already, please do consider getting involved in my Club World Cup Fantasy Football. Link available at the top of your screen. League code available on your screen right now. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just like this Nations League. No one's giving this competition a chance. I think it's going to be incredible entertainment, and I want all of you guys to be involved in it. But as for today, these are the two fixtures we've got to talk about. Actually, one final thing to mention. Don't forget to check out all of my predictions that I've already done for the matches in the European qualifiers. A link to those videos will be available at the top of your screen right now. But, like I said, these are the two matches we have got to talk about today. We have got Germany and France in the third place playoff. We have got Portugal and Spain in the final. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. By talking, of course, about Germany and France, it's quite an early kickoff. I think it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, this game. To be honest, I just hate third place playoffs because you want to talk about matches being taken seriously. This is a prime example of a match that will not be taken seriously. It'll be used as an opportunity to try out other players, where it then just makes it very hard to sort of determine starting lineups, because some managers will still play some of the first team, some will completely change the entirety of it, and it just makes predictions like this near impossible. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go off the information that we've got for us based on what we've seen over the past few years with these sides, and of course how they performed in midweek. Obviously, both sides ended up losing. Germany 2-1 to Portugal, France 5-4 to Spain. However, I think the impact that some of those French players made off the bench could potentially sway this one in their favour. The likes, of course, of Ryan Cherki, Kolo Muani coming off the bench, both making significant impact, and Bradley Barcola. You see when Barcola just burnt Porro, did like full Gareth Bale Pedro Porro on the left-hand side. Amazing speed from him. And obviously, I'm always interested to see how the rest of these squads do. In terms of Germany, obviously, we know they're full of injuries at the moment, but there are a few things that you can take in favour of Germany coming into this. Firstly, it's at home. Germany are the hosts of these Nations League semi-finals and finals, so they do have a slight home advantage coming into this, and they have a very, very good head-to-head record when it comes to playing against France. Now, normally I don't talk about friendlies when it comes to stuff like this, but like I said, it's a third place playoff. So the chances are this isn't going to be played at a competitive pace. It's going to feel more like a friendly. And these two sides have actually met in friendlies twice over the last 12 months. And on both occasions, Germany came out on top. So that's another thing in favour of Germany. The last times these two sides met in a competitive capacity was in the Euros in 2021. On that occasion, France came out on top. In terms of player for player, kind of like I said with the semi-final, I would expect France to be the better team here. However, I do have a little feeling that Germany are going to nick this one. So I'm going to go for 2-1 to Germany. But like I say, if France do play to their maximum potential, I would love to see what Cherki can do from the start. If he is going to play, I really think he made a massive difference when he came on the other day. But we'll see. I think Germany are going to edge this one. France will be favourites. I'm going to say that right here, right now. France will be favourites, but I'm still going to go for Germany. And then we have the Nations League final. It is Portugal against Spain. What a massive match. Two, I would say, it doesn't say local rivals like it was a club game, but two national rivals. They obviously share the same space when it comes to their sort of section of Europe. It's a massive historic rivalry between the two countries. But interestingly, it's the first ever meeting of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lamine Yamal. It's how the game's being billed. Obviously, we've got to talk about it. Cristiano Ronaldo now into his 40s. Lamine Yamal only 17. The past of football and the future of football. Will it be the passing of the torch? Will it be the last stand of Cristiano Ronaldo? We shall see. But obviously, coming into this, we have to say that Spain have got to be the strong favourites. The way that they got to their 5-1 position against France is absolutely unbelievable. Yes, they did concede a few goals in that second half, but they did start making substitutions. They gave a few other people a run out. And yes, I mentioned the impact that some of the France subs made, but I think the impact of taking some of Spain's key players off also played a massive part in that. They absolutely blew France away. And if this was France against Portugal, I would probably have France as the favourites. So you have to have Spain as the favourites coming into this. Obviously, though, Portugal, a very good side. We saw the PSG Champions League winners playing to their absolute best for Portugal. Again, we talk about substitutes, the impact Vitinha made off the bench, those few little bits of skills he was doing to create those sort of chances. This is definitely a game where I feel Portugal do have a chance, but it's not a very realistic one. Once again, when we go to the actual head-to-head record, these two sides have not met for 3 years. That was also in the Nations League, as I say, 3 years ago. On those occasions, it was a 1-1 draw when these two sides met in Spain, and it was a 1-0 win for Spain in Portugal. So, again, Spain have the historic record over Portugal as well. In fact, the last time Portugal beat Spain was in 2010 in a friendly. At that point in time, Cristiano Ronaldo was playing. He didn't score. He got booked. At that point in time, Lamine Yamal had just turned 3 years old. That is how long it's been since Portugal have actually beaten Spain. Obviously, in terms of the team news, I think both sides are expected to bring their Champions League winners in from the starting lineup. So for Spain, I would expect Fabian to come into the starting lineup. For Portugal, I would probably expect Vitinha to come into that starting lineup. But I think, again, it's just going to be another entertaining game. Obviously, Spain did show some defensive frailties in that second half against France, which is going to give Portugal some sort of a chance. But ultimately, I expect Spain's attack to be far too much for Portugal in the end. I am going to go for a 3-2 victory to Spain. They are the defending champions of the Nations League. They are the Euro champions. They haven't lost a competitive match in almost 2.5 years. Surely Spain are going to bring home their third trophy in a row, and what better preparation for them going into the World Cup next summer. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Join the channel. Become a member if you want to help this channel expand. We're trying to get as many members in as we can before the start of the new season, because there's a whole host of stuff I want to do with members going into the new season. And of course, like I've said, let me know down in the comment section below everything you think is going to go on in these two matches. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching this series. It's been a great series throughout. We've had a pretty damn good record in terms of the predictions as well. Tomorrow and then the final day, we'll be covering all of the remaining European qualifiers for this international break. And then we've got a whole host of Club World Cups coming up for you over the course of the next few weeks. As always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you very soon.